All right, we've arrived at what is, in my opinion anyway, one of the best, most unique structures on this entire line, maybe in this entire area. You're not going to find a railway structure in this part of the country that is like this. So we are here just south of the highway. You can hear the transports and the cars rushing past. We are at Strawberry Creek, which is one of the waterways, the big waterways that sort of flow through here. You'll see a size of the creek itself. It's a pretty large creek compared to some of the other ones. So this is known as the Strawberry Creek Bridge, or Strawberry Creek Trestle. It was constructed, as you're going to see, in 1919, or opened in 1919. Right at the transitionary time between the Canadian Government Railways time and the Canadian National Railways time. So construction was probably started during the Government Railways times. And again, it was part of the sort of the big massive upgrades that happened at the time when the line was owned by Canadian Government Railways. This structure is 105 feet long and it is 35 feet high. The unique thing about it, as you can see here, is it's made entirely of concrete. And again, it's keeping with the concrete structures that we saw on this line, or we've seen on this line, and we'll continue to see on this line. Unfortunately, obviously hasn't seen any maintenance in almost 100 years. Again, part of the abandonment that happened in 1925. You can see some of the deterioration that's happened here. You can see a couple of spots that have opened up. You can see the reinforcing steel on the inside. You can see our height here above Strawberry Creek as we peer carefully over the edge. You know, I don't like heights. According to my GPS, it says it's 35 feet, but it feels a heck of a lot longer. You can see this section here. It looks like it's kind of being shifted out. There's no idea when this, how long this structure is going to stick around for. You can see this structure, this piece as well, is being kind of shifted, has been shifted out over time. This used to be used for vehicular traffic for quite a number of years, you know, from people I've talked to. So I have to thank Perry for some of the information that he's given me. So look out over here. You can see they were a little bit difficult to see from down below, but again, all of these look like concrete piles. And I'm not sure where they came from, or if they've come off at some point, if they were used for reinforcement, or what the heck was the situation here. You can see yet more deterioration. You can see this piece here is all just completely flaked off. You can see the reinforcing steel on the inside. Again, just an amazing structure. And one of the, I guess, sad and interesting parts of this, that it was only used for 6 years before this section of line was abandoned. So all of that effort that was put into this, and you know, then it was just left, right? And so kind of a little bit of a you know, a silent sentinel, you know, a little bit of mute testimony to all of the work that was put into this line, and you know, part of the sad story and the unfortunate story that sort of happened with this line. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to work our way down, and we're going to take a look at the underside of the bridge and down below the supports, and you're going to see some more of the deterioration. And if this works out, we're going to fire up the drone and try to get some shots from the drone as well, and maybe we can get some good side perspectives and some good overhead views of it. So we're here on the southeast corner of the bridge. You can see the unfortunately badly deteriorated date stamp, 1919. You can see some of the deterioration that's happened to the structure. You can see concrete that's all flaking off. You can see it here on this pile right here on this bridge support. You can see it on the underside over there. Again, you can see more deterioration. Again, I don't know what these, the technical term for these are. These reinforcement bolts here. You can see that they are starting to come apart. They're falling out of the structure. You can see reinforcing wires hanging down here. You can see the cracking that's happening. You can see again another badly deteriorated date stamp. We'll try to carefully work our way down. Again, it rained yesterday, so everything's wet and slippery. Try to be as careful as we can. You can see how badly deteriorated this, whoa, see what I mean? You step on a piece of tree or something and you just slide. You can see how deteriorated this piece is here. You can see those bridge supports underneath, how they're sticking out over here and how they're supposed to be pulled up right under those concrete, those steel support bars. So we'll try to work our way down here. You can see all of the concrete that's come down. It's just an amazing structure though. And again, to have existed for that long without any type of maintenance. So here you can see, I don't know if these are piles from the original trestle structure that would have likely been here. Looks like there's some beams. Again, that could have been from the original structure. That could have been from when they constructed this. You can see what looks like where Luna is there. You can look like there's some crib work. Here you can see more of the piles and the crib work here. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to work our way over to the north side or the west side and have a look from there. Okay, so we've moved our way here on the northeast corner of the structure. Here you can see what I think is the best preserved date stamp. So you can make out the 1919 there very well. Here you can see some of the deterioration that's happening to the structure. Here you can see lots of the concrete has flaked off the bottom. You can see these, I don't know, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know what the technical term for these. Basically these retaining bolts are all sort of starting to pop loose. You can see cracks. You can see some of the reinforcing steel is coming out. Again, you can see the amount of work that was put into this structure. Just absolutely massive. We'll carefully work our way down here. The dog doesn't kill herself too. Here you can see a nice shot of the two supporting piers. We are backlit here. There's water dripping down. We did have, as I mentioned, considerable amount of rain yesterday. So if we work our way down over here carefully, now I'm not quite sure what all of these are. If these have somehow come down from the top, or what the heck all of these concrete columns are. Doesn't look like they would have been attached anywhere. Carefully work our way across. You can see the level of the river is high. Yes, Luna, I'm coming back over there. She thinks I'm going to abandon her. Again, you can see them all. You can see they're steel reinforced. You can see this one here has got like, it's got almost got a point to it. There's a bunch there. They're obscured under the water. I'll try to, if I can, put in some footage from when we were here 5 years ago, and you can actually see the, because it's springtime. We got rain yesterday, so the water level is up. You could actually see some of the piles from previous structure. You can kind of see one in there. You can see one over there. I don't know if you can see anything else over here. So we can work our way this way carefully. You find neat things like this. There's a bit of coal. And so here you can see a nice, everything's slippery because it's rained. You can see a nice side profile of the bridge. Again, you can see all the deterioration that's happening. You can see it here. Date stamp is almost completely gone on this side. Okay, so let's work our way back up to the top here. All right, so we're at the end of a very, very, very long hike. We're leaving the bridge behind, and just down over here you're gonna see a little barricade, and we've arrived at the highway. And so we've already done the next piece. This is where the railway grade would have crossed over here. There would have been probably an embankment here. You can see how the grade kind of goes down a bit. Oh, that wind is cold. My hands are frozen. I just finished flying the drone for the last little while, so my fingers are like numb. And so again, there would have been an embankment here, so the railway grade would have been much higher. You can see how much we've kind of come down. And so it would have gone across here And so again, this is Highway 102. It's a very busy highway and lots of transport traffic and things like that. Got to keep the dog away from there. And so it would have cut across, and then just across there, just a short distance to the north, is Dona Station, which is the next station on the line. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed today's exploration. It was a very, very long exploration. There is a lot of really interesting things to see, particularly the concrete bridge here over the Strawberry Creek. And so again, we did this next section already, so we are going to be back just as soon as we can with more episodes. So in the meantime, thanks for tuning in.